Hey guys, so this is my week 7 learning summary video where we touched on just-in-time production and pull systems and Kanban systems and other things like that. And I noticed that a common theme was that in some of the articles or in the textbook it was kind of referencing how medically they're using some lean practices to try and improve their systems. So I wanted to try and relate the three things that I was going to talk about to the medical field just to get a different kind of perspective. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was work leveling or Hijunka, and we learned about that in the transcript of the lecture by Atsushi Nimi, and he talked about how you want to keep the work level and how that's different from flat, and he wanted to make sure that in the production process how if you can keep things level, whether it's level within the week or level within the month, that you're going to have a more consistent flow, and that more consistent flow is going to help the morale and just help the lead time of your production process. And the way I'm going to try and relate that back to the medical field is how hospitals or doctor's offices or whatever, they'll make appointments and they'll have a level and they'll know who is coming in at what times, and they don't overbook and they don't try and get too many so that they can have a consistent flow of patients coming in. Second thing I wanted to talk about was pull systems or Kanban systems, and we learned about those and how they relate to the medical field in the To Build a Better Hospital video, and we learned there that they implemented a two-bin system to replace the supplies that were being lost. And in their old system, there was a lot of confusion, or they would run out, or they'd just be frustrated with their process. But when they implemented the two-bin system, they were able to go in and see that the empty bins were on the top of the racks, and they could easily scan those and see what needs to be brought back, so that way they can keep up an inventory without having an excess of inventory. Another thing from the book that we learned about was continuous flow, and the example they gave in the book was a woman who went to her doctor, and the doctor told her to go to a specialist, and she spent all this time waiting, and it was a very rigid process where she would wait, get to see the doctor for a few minutes, and then he would refer her to someone else, and then she would wait again, and the doctor would disagree with what she said and said maybe we need to do another test, and then finally she got to do the MRI like she wanted, but it took a long time and it was a very hard process for her to get through. And at the end they were discussing this, and they were talking about how they might need to go back and do a more customer-minded focus on the whole process and bring everything together. And I had a personal experience last week or 2 weeks ago. I went to a doctor's office in Birmingham, or a hospital in Birmingham, and they had everything together, and they had, my appointment time was at 2:30, and I saw the doctor at 2:30. And then at the end of the appointment, he told me that I needed to go do some blood work. And I assumed, okay, I'm going to have to come back, I'm going to have to take another off day, I'm going to have to go and get this blood work done. But no, all they did was they sent me downstairs 2 floors, and by the time I signed in, they were ready to take my blood work. And I was out the door in 10 minutes, and then the next day I got my results back. And I'll be very surprised if that hospital had not been implementing some tools or had not been observing a lean process to design their workflow. And I think that just being aware of all these things can help later on in my career, just being able to notice the differences or notice that there's not level work, or be able to promote the idea of a two-bin system or some other kind of Kanban system can help me in the long term in work. And I think that the just-in-time system has had an impact on not only the medical field, but obviously production and other fields as well. And thank you guys for watching this video.